So good evening, class. Today we are still on product strategy and analytics. We are still on product strategy. I've now moved on to analytics. And on product strategy, we are welcome to the second aspect. So we have three aspects: foundation, market, imperative. Foundation, we work on business model, and we need to write that my assignment. I don't have it here. Then for this one, we have for this second one is a little bit tax here, and I don't know. I think I should push out tax before the next class, but before the next tax, so we can have like 2 tax already. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way for us as to be able to relax when they give us tax. I will not be too in an hurry. Our PMs now, we should have our game on here. But anyway, so this second aspect, which is market. And market is not just about market analysis, market targets, and everything. Market actually is customer and competitors. So that they are the markets. They are the old market. So for the customers, we've spoken about customer types, behavior, cycle, and segments. Segments include the psychology, the demography, and every aspect. We're talking about their income level and how to target them, how important they are. But for as PMs, and also how we relate with designers too, how do we put these people in graph? And one interesting aspect for us is we're having a presentation class. So for everything we do from day 1, 2, 3 is what we are doing now at day 11, right? So you see a projection of everything. There's nothing like running in cycles or moving off. I try not to move off, right? So for personas, we all did an assignment or a task moving to stage 3, which was on user survey. Moving to stage 3, which was on user survey. So right now, you already have the user survey. So today I was helping out on some PMs, some learning groups PMs, and I love the way the assignment worked. It was they did their user survey, right, on Amazon class. I'm going to share one assignment that's remind me to share. I'll share on the group maybe once we're done with class. So they did that. After they were done, they did their user survey and table, right? And the next question was for them to do a user story using that survey they did. So now I'm bringing back our memory on what you did on your. You had that created your survey yourself. You know the questions you asked, and if you have read through your reply or feedback, you will have an idea of what other people pay points was and what they complain about the product KodeCamp. So moving on. Now using all these feedbacks you had already, I relate with it. You won't just, like I said, remember anytime we create statements, we have to create a wireframe of problems or customer problems or last class we did customer penetration and we had a wireframe in it. You always see that we have to. So it is all that understand the wireframe. Some people, some stakeholders, once they see anything in brackets, to them is code. It is called, once it is called like this, it's code. But we PMs that shy away from coding a little bit, even though we try to understand what is intertwined in coding, we have to like explain to them in their layman time, and that's why you see us listing. So our social statements at us listing. Customer presentation statements also at us like explaining in a sentence of what we are saying in that wireframe. Now this same thing is going to put back to persona. So you're talking to the design team. You don't want to class-basing list because a designer wants to understand what you are saying, want to feel the emotion. Their main purpose, one thing they do is to create emotions. That was the whole main thing they are just like a marketing branding officer, branding manager, and marketer. They create emotions. So when you visit a website, the first thing you say to, I'm going to share a website with us. A friend of mine is building a product or building a website for a product, and shared with me on Sunday and giving his feedback. I told him I have people that will tell him more critics. Like I'll brag on you guys. So when he's done with with the feedback and send again, I'll send to us. We'll criticize. So the first thing a user comes on the website is, oh, this website is too boring. And the next thing is, their emotions are always, their emotions with the user of website is always connected, right? Or isn't that is scattered or coordinated? So they come on the website like, I can't find what I'm looking for. I'm looking for shoe. Where is the shoe on this Jumia yourself? Is their emotion speaking, right? So as PMs, you want to put their user points, you want to put it into characters. You want to create character, you want to tell a story. Now this is not user story yet. But you also tell a story using them. I think now you also understand fully well customer segments, right? So when you're telling stories, you understand fully well your customers are more than one. They're not just all grouped together. In a group of customers, you have different kind of purpose. The fine one, the ugly one, the rough one, you just have everyone in it. And by the time you're creating stories with designers to be able to appeal to your customers, you want to be able to touch everyone without anyone falling off you. So the HNI clients, as the way you want to see things, the fake lifers have a way to want to see things. The mid-class people have a way to want to see things. And you can agree with me that when people say this thing is expensive, it's expensive because that person can't afford it actually. They might be able to afford it by saving or afford it not at all. So and the attitude to that thing is, it is really, really important to me. But if they have more wealthy than if they have more money than the product at hand, they just see that is a luxury. Or they buy through, I want to buy it because my friend has, or let me just buy this, I like it. Right? So you want to be able to appeal to emotions and create, and by the time you're talking to your designers, you talk to your designer through your personnel so they can understand what you have seen from feedbacks you've gotten. So I'll refer you back to user survey you've done. I have a table of each of everybody, so I can group some things I've seen. So personas, as we call them, product managers call them models, right? So personas, as we call them, are fictional characters created to bring to life prospective customers from research made. So so at this point, PMs we don't do apart from a sketchy one we do. So like the fourth one, like the sketchy and other types. About the sketchy one you do, like somebody's telling me about their vision. So I want to do a product that will answer to the need of people. I saw a product on gas, petrol. So I saw people going to the gas station, they come in and they just order. So let's use this HMO, is it Realliance, and their model, their right model on whereby you can consult a doctor. Let's use that. So I want to do a product whereby anybody can just talk to their doctor online. They can talk to the doctor, they can get their drugs, and to answer to the working class people and the very busy people. If it's something you don't have to really see the doctor, why wait? Why go to the hospital and wait long hours just to get drugs? You're not getting injections. And if you're even getting injection, why can't you just get a referral whereby somebody's calling ahead to tell doctors you are coming, and by the time you come, your wait period won't be much because you've done half of the job the doctor needs to do. So out of the general job the doctor needs to do has been done. Then you already have a referral note. The doctor or the nurse or anybody to attend to you in the hospital already know about things that is happening to you. The next thing they want to know is how do you really feel about it and the discussion. So I want to create that hub, like which Reallians have done and they've done well, and I want to do that. But now talking to my designers, I need to create stories around it. I can make a sketchy idea based on what I feel, based on because I'm human, I also I've experienced it most likely. I want to just create a personnel. I don't want to go to that just story now. I don't want to go to the hospital. I want a hub I can sit in the house to work with, right? Some people say they hate hospitals smell. Some people say they have phobias for hospitals, probably because of whatever they have gone through in life. So, but at the same time, I'm talking to, so you can have a sketchy one, but most times product managers work with information. We try to be very informed. Remember when we spoke about product validation, we spoke about how important we are in in making a product life longer. And most times people fail because they don't have us on board, and they just went ahead wasting resources, giving money to engineers to build a hub, whereas they never check. I know of a product my friend worked on that did not sell, not because they don't have money, not because I don't know, they lost the person ran out of money and did not sell. And not because I just felt like because they don't have a PM on board, they didn't do a product validation, and they didn't do a demo before inviting the engineers to start working. They worked for like 3 months. And it was 6 months before launch, but they didn't finish it. So this is one aspect. So we can do a sketchy one, but most times we are informed. So we do things based on our research, and we create personas or characters based on it, and they to explain to the designers and also explain to the engineers sometimes. So after explaining that in the first paragraph, so second one is the representation of different customers according to their needs. About needs, about experiences, lifestyle, behavior, exposure, belief, environment is important in accordance to our product goal. So also the product goal. So let's talk about under product validation. Talk about product vision. Talk about product benefits. So now this is in relation to their product value or product benefits to them. So their experience, their lifestyle towards product goal, or the product vision, or the product benefits, or the product value to your customer. So this is not to the PM, this is to the customer. The personnel help the design team understand the customers better. So you already interact with the customer by user survey, by physical interview, by group interview, by interview, and whatsoever we did in qualitative and quantitative interviews under product validation. But this time around, you are relating to your team. And remember, one of your team, apart from the business team, which include the marketing, the sales, the customer service, and every other person. You're also relating with the design team, and also part of your product team, and also relating to the engineers, which are the developers, and all. So you want them to understand them better, you want to show them, want to give them a graphic design of what, or a design of what they have. So today, I'm using more of this personas in my slides. So let's see that, okay, see this person is black. This person is like, if and somebody raise up your hand and tell me, if you're looking at this person I have put here on the design, what is going to be a idea of this customer? What do you think this customer is? What kind of work exposure do you think this person is in? Please give me like 2 is 2. Raise up your hand next time. Let me know. Thank you. Okay. What do you say? Okay, use your mic.
I think he looks like, yeah. He looks like a tech bro, right?
Okay, another one. Okay, so I can okay, Olumide, please. I look like exactly.
Looks like a student.
A student, okay. Daniel, what do you think he looks like?
Yeah, it looks like a personal assistant.
A personal assistant, yeah, yes. So as we can see, we can give a whole lot of meaning to him because based on the way it looks like. It looks like a tech bro, a techie, a nerd, like Philomena said. It looks like Philomena said, it looks like a student. So a student, at the same time, someone is saying chatbot, it looks like a lecturer or a teacher, which is on point. So you want it to, so by the time Sana is seeing what you've done, like, okay, so the emotion I'm creating, what kind of emotion? And the emotion you create for a tech bro is when a tech bro, so from the emotion you create for a teacher, because their needs differs. Tech bros are looking for comfort. Teachers nowadays, or digital teachers, are looking for comfort on part of their own, but tech bros are actually looking for how to work better, how to work lazy and effective or productive. Teachers' needs are different, and student needs definitely are different. So these are what you want to explain to your designer. So like I said at the beginning of the class, that in project management, personas are called model. Unlike project management where we give more life to them. Project management see them as just like that, whereby they place from one place to another. They're not models at all. So they're not even living things, they're just models you put in each project space to work to completion. Okay. Okay. So yeah, these are also called model, and they're also called composite characters. Moving on. So yeah, what personas looks like. We have the Arab man, we have the Alaja, we have this we have the let me use what SU, and we have the woman. We have so many different hairstyles, different look, and different work. This we can say this person is like a doctor or a nurse, so we can see how different they are. And as we said, you're talking about you are representing people in their behavior, in their attitude, in their exposure, in their environment, in every customer segment. You're bringing all this length theoretically. You're bringing in a visual model, right? Moving on. This looks like a 95%. Okay. So moving on, we have types of personas. We have two types. They are intertwined, but just a little bit different in them. Yeah, so we have the buyer persona. I'm about to use my hands free. Please, if you can hear me again, kindly inform me through the chat. Can you hear me first? Then the feedback. Yes or no? Thank you. Okay. So we have the buyer's persona and we have the user's persona. Thank you. So the buyer's persona, this represents the ID profile of a prospective customer or buyer. Actually, to summarize them, just somebody, the buyer from the point of purchasing an item. So they are buying an item and purchasing. And one of the under customer segment, I have explained that a buyer of a product might not be the user of a product. Example, you are asked to be as an interior designer, you have to design an apartment. You will understand that even explains fully well different personas, because you understand fully well that each part of the house has different emotions to answer to and different needs to answer to. The sitting room, most times they are for the male, and they want to have a bigger TV, a nice look. When men comes around, they say hi. Today, more women want the sitting room too. So a woman might want the sitting room to look better than her neighbor, or to have better view when she posts on Instagram. So you want to answer to these both needs and make sure it is. And at the same time, she might be wondering if she has toddlers or babies, she wants a sitting room setting that is safe for a toddler or a baby. So she wants to have some things to be baby conscious, toddler conscious, or teenage or toddlers are okay. So they want to have that to answer. At the same time, if they have teenage children, they might want or they have older people, they want something like the settings to answer to those needs and to those specific needs. So you have a different one. Now, the person buying the thing might even be the son of the person that will live there, but they're not the one using your products. I've stylishly explained users' persona there. Then, if you have to design a nursery. But the person that's going to use the nursery is not the mother or the father or the parents of the child. It's actually the baby. So you want to answer to the needs of the baby. At the same time, to the kitchen, you want to answer to the need of whoever is interested in cooking better. So why we all think for a woman kitchen, a woman wants the kitchen, she wants a good cook wells, she wants a good utensil or whatsoever. But you have to ask. Sometimes it could be the man that actually is interested because maybe he has a career in chef, or he just an hobby with cooking, in the kitchen. And he has bragged to his friend that, man, when I'm done my teaching, what are you call? He'll be like a bastard for you. So, and you want to know you want to know, is this person married? Is this person single? Is this plan to get married? Is it a permanent apartment? Is this something that you look up to move forward? If he's getting married and he's single, is he a bachelor? Is he a widower? Does he have children? So all these things are things you want to answer with, and you understand that the person that is buying from you might not be the person that will use this. So a buyer might be different. At the same time, a buyer and a user might be the same person. So you want to provide insight on the customer decision process in purchasing a product. Most times, car sellers, that physical store dealers, estate managers or retailers, they really extend a whole lot of buying decision. See a situation whereby a child comes with his dad, and you've put all your emotions, that's customer point of view, all your emotions on the dad, talking to the man, how important the house is, how comfortable it is, and child will say, "Mom, Dad, I don't like this person. Let's go." End of discussion. I had an interior designer friend who had gone ahead to design a 6-year-old female room, and she felt like when the baby comes in, she will fall in love. Baby was in the US. But then baby came down to Nigeria, she started doing like, "No, Daddy, no, I don't want this. I don't want this." Why clutching at dead deal? Then he said, "This, we want something she wants," and they had to start working with her. And imagine how emotional imbalance, or how like she'll like this today, like this tomorrow. She'll want Barbie, she'll want all her cartoon characters in her room and all. So this is to tell you that person buying a product might not be person using it, and you want to understand the decision process of it. So you're getting a personnel to create this emotion of a daddy that is buying through the eyes of the baby that is using. So that's the reason why they could be divided into two. So we have the user personnel, which represent people who want to use your product and feature directly. These are people that will sleep in your room that you designed and feel the emotions. The baby could start crying at night, crying. And when you say why, it is white. It reminds me of a cartoon character, so whereby the storm was white. I feel like a dead person here. They'll call you the next morning and tell you to make it blue or pink. Then it could be because you use one cartoon characters, and in her head, she and the cartoon character has fought, and they've got their separate ways. The time she entered the room, she said, "No, I don't want to stay here tonight." Barbie became bad, or Jason became bad. I don't know the cartoon much, so became bad, and I don't want that again. I'm not saying that again. We're fighting. You might call it the next day to change some features or characters on the apartment. So you want to understand how your user we had directly to your product. That is intense, right? And most times in our work life, we might have intense situations too. But let's make it easier. Pampers. I mentioned Pampers as an example one time around. So a mother is buying Pampers for her child. You want to make sure that you want to create the emotions of that babies. Most times babies and Pampers are not friends. If you do a wonderful product for a baby to use, and you think everybody will subscribe to it, and you realize that baby is having rashes, it's irritated, something's happening to it, that is even an easy way. That's like an easy one. And you want to be able to put in perspective the users. A buyer and a user may be the same thing. So also parts, though, a buyer can be different from the user. But a buyer and user could be the same thing, because most ladies in Nigeria like to buy their parts themselves. So you go in to buy a part, you already have now you're making, so you could create 3, they could be 3 in one. But so you want to buy a part of the lady, and you're thinking, why should I use part? Yeah, so why should I buy every other product will be in the market than this? Or why should I try a new product? As I give this, so some people say the oldie products. I don't mention this here. The oldie products might cause bumps, rashes, at them, and they go to the market and they saw a new one. A user might want to buy because of the packaging. I feel like, okay, I can put this in my travel bag. I can work with this. It is easier. Or I like the way the wings are, and every other thing. So, and imagine you are the male trying to create a personnel for a female product like a pad. How will you put yourself in that situation? It's just from your user research. And I'm so sure if we put out the user research on pads out there, somebody sent in a group user research on condoms. So you want to put out a user research on part out there, you get a whole lot of videos that will tell you, oh, always is giving me bumps. I don't like always. Or after a particular time, if I can't change, or I feel irritated. There was this part that was yellow like this. I can't forget the name. That's meeting feeling to women. I remember doing research on it, and people were like, "Fine, they like the fact that it's meaty." Some people said they like the fact that it's meaty. Some people said the meat irritate them and imitate their body system and destroy it. Right? And some people say they found out that if they can't dispose of it in 24 hours, it begins to bring out maggots. So I don't know why that product was created. It probably from a user experience whereby people said they want something that will refresh them, they'll feel refreshed if they have a long hours and they cannot change. So as a man, so I'm saying this because even though you're a man, you can work in an industry or in an environment or with a product that is family based or gender based, and you don't need to say, I'm not doing that, I'm not similar. No. So you have to create user stories. So see how hard life could be or how easy it could be, depending on how you embrace it. So the buyer or the user personnel of a product could be the same person. Moving on, benefits of personnel. So we have many benefits of personnel. We have personnel that helps. Personnel helps in creating empathy. That's just the reason why. And you want to talk to your designers. So if they're creating anything, you want them to create the emotions of the user. So anytime I do a user survey, I have this PTSD that feels like people are shouting in my head. This is what I want. Oh no, I don't like this thing. So that's where I visualize them in my head when I ask for surveys from people or feedback from people. But also, sorry, like especially that when you use survey forms, when I'm reading through, because I can't hear the person, I just can't imagine the person say, oh no, when they say, let's assume KodeCamp, and the person say, my trainer does not have resources. Feel like, my trainers don't even know how to express their material. Like, no, I don't have resources. So I have to use different imaginations on what the person is saying, which might not even be the way the person is saying it. So, right? So you want to create that emotions to your design team to be able to create that and be empathic with it. You go through some pages on Instagram whereby no matter how rough the tape was, but then you get there, you just feel relief because they've created their content to suit people, right? No matter how much you want to flip Instagram, and I get to this particular page, you just feel like, just laugh up, smile. I have one, woman, check on her. She make audio news and gist in town in a wonderful way that makes a wonderful slide and make it feel like, I never saw it this way. So that's one person. So other benefits, okay, it's also used as an effective tool in sharing a user research. If you've done user research, like I've said before, you create a table, you don't put on that table on your designers, they will not read it. They will not read it. But by the time you create something like this person, they didn't know that this feature or tool we are creating, where's my console? Yeah, this person, this feature of tool we are creating is a serious person. This person is here to talk serious. It's a professional, it's an HNI client. I am probably a professor, a director, a manager, that they need to be serious with. Let's put more seriousness to whatever they are creating or whatever features they are creating. Other benefits include it exposes the major needs of a user group. It helps in prioritizing features that solve user problems, right? Because you created personnel, like I said, for me, I create imaginations in my head by the time I'm reading through surveys or feedback. Because I feel like what's more important. By the time I'm seeing a particular user point from everybody, I know that they're not saying it, even though we are doing a lot of things, put a stop first. Let's make an on this particular feature and make sure it's done first, because this is like what everybody is not okay with, and it's like the loudest in my head or the loudest on my sheets or my board. So it helps in prioritizing features that solve user problem. It helps in implementing new features and information on how users can use it. So that's a process flow at work where people flow at work, where people are using a lot of apps just to answer. So people are using Google Space to talk about long clients. They're using Google Space to talk about alerts for portfolio managers or credit officers on how to, on this client accepted this offer, this client is here. Then from Google Space, they are running to the customer and check what the customer has chosen, what the customer has done. Then they are running to a Google Doc, a Google Sheet to dump the information they've gathered. Then they are running back to the Google Drive to go and drop there. And they're coming back to the console to check everything. At the end of the day, they end up in a peaceful flow on sales. All those things were necessary. So recently we started working on a CRM tool whereby all these things could be put one, and this department will be integrated into one. I'm not talking about people being integrated into one, I'm talking about their process. So instead of me having to run to Google Docs and Google Space, talk to customer service or the lead management team, you can just do that on the CRM. So you already know, you have a notification, you know what you're at work, your assignment will be on. Notification once an assignment is assigned to you. So instead of me going back to that point, we did case flow, whereby their process was there, put it there and moved. It was not effective. But now it could go, the LMC could work on documents of the customer to check the documents are okay, right? So they accepted offer, LMC sees that, check on the offer they accepted, check on the criteria needed for the, I think I have explained the criteria about financial partners. Check on the criteria needed by the financial partners against the customers. You also have to have an idea of the finance process to know if the customer is took this or not. Then at the same time, check on documents and complete. Send to the PMs. PMs are to check, send to the credit officers, sorry. Credit officers are to check if these documents are actually what they want. That's the first stage. So if it's not the documents you want, brother, send them back. It bounce back. So instead of going back to the Google Space, go and tag at somebody and documents, you can please ask for these documents. You don't need to do that. Just send it back on one app, on one tool, on one feature. Send it back. I send it back and come back to you. They send it to the people to the sourcing department that they can source you for vehicles available or not. Then you may have to call your client or whatsoever. Then next thing, send it to the underwriting department, or you do the underwriting yourself. And from there, you're going to disbursement. The next thing is department for sales or for sales process sees it that this person has paid the down payment or the necessary commitment fee, and this person is charges everything has been checked, all checklists have been marked. Now this transaction is good to buy. So next thing is to buy the car and whatsoever. So every information is already needed, and they create the sale, and the finance team sees it, pay for the money, send it back to you for vehicle delivery confirmation, and you know that you've done your process. So it is at this point, it is a whole lot of workflow they are used to already by jumping from one place to another. But now, we've implemented this CRM tool. How do we tell them? Personal is actually the way you have to put in your mind how your users will behave. The one that will say, I don't understand what you are saying. All these things you say now is not, even though it's their experience you are creating to better, or their process they are making better. So this personal is actually the way for each other to put your mind in your users and see how, put in your mind view, how will they react? What question will they ask? Will it be okay for them? Can I create a demo? Should I create a demo and everything? Then, because you created personas from feedbacks you gotten from them and from their work process flow, you've seen that it's scattered and you're trying to implement into one feature. You can now think of how best to create information. So how best to inform them to it. So these are internal users. Remember, most time users that use your features, apart from business people, I was like internal people. What about business people that you'll be seeing and you'll be explaining? So how do you explain to them? So now you already know that HNI person, if I'm creating a financing for lottery cards, I already have mindset of how this person will behave, how it will react. I've created a whole lot of features around it and a lot of stories around him. But then I'm talking to him. I'll talk to him because I'm already in his shoes. I'm already walking in his shoes. I already feel him. I already have a feeling of what he will think, how he will behave. So even when he gives me new questions I didn't think of, I have had some answers around me to answer him. So it also helps you on how to relate to your clients on information and how to implement new features. It's also answered most every time the why behind a product goal or vision or product value and benefits. So we've talked about a whole lot of how to tell customers this is the product benefits, this is the product benefits. But now, why is it the product benefits? Why? So the personalize helps you out with that. Moving on, we have, so this a, have I moved my, okay, sorry. Yeah. So we have benefit of personnel. We have done that there, yes. So personnel perceptions. Last class, we spoke about product perception. I made an example with Techno, yeah, in the market, and Samsung and Dress. We also made an example with, okay, so my friend and I were talking at the mall on Sunday, on Friday. So we're talking about vehicles. You wanted to go car shopping. I'm talking about vehicles. I'm like, why we want to buy a particular product? Everybody's perceived this plastic, even though today they are being or some brand or also this. Why would you want to use this vehicle? It's common, it's so common. Like they'll call you Uber. Then I feel if you are going for, because of your budget, even if you to go for this one, everybody perceives is plastic. And this other one, everybody perceives is common. When I buy this particular brand that has good internal interior, good interior, and can answer to the need of both things. So the parts are common for the common brand. It's more design. It has more good design features for the plastic brand, and at the same time, it's kind of unique in a way. So why not go for this particular person? So but I was talking to him. I don't even know why we have this perception about these cars. The common one, the other plastic one. I do have perception. I was like, okay, I'll take a time to check on these products and see on these brands and see why we have those perception. So now at the same time, you as somebody, how do you perceive your persona? Is it because of your experience with them, interaction in past, or information you have on ground? Now I said there are 4 types of perception. I said you can make the sketching one. I mentioned about the sketching one. Yeah, we'll talk about the sketching one. But the first 3 we're talking about are more informed one. You have a table from your survey feedbacks. There a table on them. So yeah. So even though Google has put all your forms to a table, which you can just use and help out. So create another table. The reason why I make us go to that page of your table templates is because you can have all these people in one table and divide them by personnel. So you have a goal. The first one we have is the goal directed personnel. So this focus on the major need of the user as relating to the product. It shows the product benefits to customer. So why do you want to use KodeCamp? Why? So that, and the customer will tell you why. Or why do I choose KodeCamp? So I think most of the time we have most of the questions in our survey. Why do you choose KodeCamp? Why do you choose KodeCamp? And somebody will say, I want a tech certificate. Some people will say because I want to have interaction with my mentors and trainers. Some people say because I feel I want to learn something at a spread instead of because that there are courses out there that say within 2 weeks you learn product management. But what would they teach you in 2 weeks? So you want to have a stretch of this product, and you feel like this particular KodeCamp will be for me. So you already have the answer of the goal direction, or the direction shall go if a customer is going as regards the product. And this is also you answer the product value to the customer, or how the customer perceive your product. So you perceive the customer through the perception of your product. So the next one is role-based personas. They focus on the behavior of the product or the customer towards your product, right? Why? Let's talk about people that create content. Sometimes you create a content that is more informed on a Monday morning, and you create a content that another day just create a content that is funny because it's trendy. You realize by the time you see your analytics, you see the content that has more engagement than another. So apart from more engagement, okay, a product, okay, let's go back to content. I want more engagement. Now, this content might have more engagement, but less conversion. Conversion in terms of sales or returns based on whatever metrics you're measuring with. So, and the one that is serious, that has less engagement, less likes, less comments, for more views, or same views or less views, people have more conversions. So you didn't know how to balance your content to create and people you want. So instead of us doing, if I want sales on Monday morning, more sales, I would like to do the serious one, and fully towards evening, or towards evening, the less serious one. Or I create a less serious one, match with the seriousness in it to create more sales. So it's diffused already. So these are personas you create for your role. You want to make them, want to put them in a role, want to see how they behave, how they perceive your product, how they react to your product, their behavioral interaction or their interaction with your product. Also, the third one, and this is done through, remember, your user research feedbacks are what you're using for these three. The next one is engaging personas. This is where you do your storytelling in 3D, which helps in understanding the emotions, their background, their belief, their psychology, their environment, their culture, everything users are related to. I'd like to expand on that a little more. Just few minutes. Okay, yeah. So yeah, exactly. Okay, so the purpose of engaging users in this aspect is to move your designer. So these are actually the one you use more to talk to your designer. You are creating goal-oriented and goal-based or goal details. You are creating roles, personnel, and they are boring to your designers because they will tell you, I can't feel the emotions here. I'm trying to create my emotion mapping. This personnel, I don't know, it's too serious. I don't know how to create my emotions. It's giving me a creative block. But when you create engaging personnel, you create like a story around them. Then you're making it vivid to the mind and realistic to the mind of your designers to see what you're seeing. So they will not make it a stereotype because the way they might perceive those first two might be different from what you're actually infusing or informing them or educating them. So with this engaging one, you have a story to tell. They can see it, they can feel it. It becomes life to them, right? So this part, the other personal, yeah. So engaging personnel can incorporate both goal and role-directed personnel. So you can infuse the first two in it, and you can make it a traditional rounded personnel as well, whereby you just tell a story of people, or you just tell them what people want, but they are being rendered in 3D and create more stories, more engaging stories for users. There are a way for your users to understand what you are saying. And there's an example for this. This is so I have this. I took this from Terry Phillips online image, where it has Peter. So Peter, what does Peter do? He works as a product manager for a mid-sized company. So you are telling the story of Peter to your engineers. He's a 35, how old is Peter? 35-year-old. Okay. So because you said, okay, somebody said it tweet. Yes, he said a musician was given $35 million for a subtonic music on a particular platform. And people are like talking about, they're mentioning some youngsters. And somebody replied, said, you don't even understand, you don't even do your research on what subtonic could be. It means somebody that have done music steadily for 10 years. So you could put category of, and not the top three. He said it's not the top three. The main thing said not the top three. So you put category of people that have been in the music space for 10 years and they're not top three. So we all know top three as Whiskey, Davido, and who? So, or maybe Bonner. But Bonner is not 10 years. So you already know that in 10 years, this is who is making music for 10 years. So because I've told my designer how old Peter is, he already have an ideology of what Peter wants. He already put Peter in a generation gap and know that, okay, this is an early boomer, right? An early boomer. So there is a different attitude to it. I saw a meme somewhere when somebody said, we are close again. Please do not employ Gen Zs. Two of my of my sales attendees left because I did not allow their boyfriend stay in the cafe for 24 hours. We are repeating again, but now a baby boomer. So you already have an idea of what they want. You already know if you work Gen Zs or Gen Zs too. You already know how spontaneous it could be, how creative it could be. They don't want the hard working thing. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear you have to work hard to gain what you want. So they want to work smart, at the same time productive. They want the work environment to be fun, at the same time they want to be productive. So they don't believe in you don't play because you failed. We failed, we learn, we marry over it, and we learn, then we get another better thing. And when we win, we play hard too. So by the time you give your designer this age, you already know that okay, yeah, I know what it is. Then he holds a marketing degree. Okay. I didn't mean he owns art now. I'll say it's funny, but because it's marketing degree, okay, he knows more sales. So they already have an idea of what it is because you're already engaging them. You're already telling a story about your persona. Okay, you got experience working as a product owner on software products with agile teams. Okay, so you understand your agile methodologies. You understand stand up. So you know the kind of workflow it has been into. I understand it's life that has some scrum training. Okay, so that designer is making a feature based on this. You already know his needs will be. So you don't just tell them exactly points this. No. From this story, you already know what. For this paper, you already know what Peter will be needing as regards the product feature they are creating for Peter. So you also say he has managed mature products successfully, so he's not a newbie. He knows what he's doing. Then now faces the challenge of creating a brand new product. He wants to leverage his agile knowledge, but needs advice on creating innovative products using agile techniques. So, and at this point, you already know, designer already know what features they're creating and how to answer the need of Peter. How to make Peter see that it's getting a new product for other users with different personas, right? But how do you make that feature better? So like you are doing you're creating a feature or a help for a stakeholder with Peter at a 5-year-old. And you are making all those fun things. As for it might even forget about the user, it's other primary, it's secondary users. I just like, no, this is too play. Are you playing? Are you playing? What is this stuff? What is all these colors? What is all these features? What is all these emojis? Are you playing? Are you playing? No, I don't want that, Joe. So you want to know how to answer to him at the same time, make him understand he has a whole lot of other users that need this too. Going back. So we have 3, the role based. And I said the engaging one can put in, it fills the goal and the role. So if you notice from the story of Peter, the role of Peter was inputted, what he wants was his goal, which is what he wants was inputted, but we also have a background about him, also have his psychology, how he thinks, and his same point, his emotions were discussed or detailed in that example. But the goal directed personnel, which focuses on the major needs of the user. So let's say an example of that. So now this is personnel affecting. We have a goal. So goal is the endpoint, and we have a scenario with it. You can see it's different from this example is different from the engaging one. Engaging one is a story, which will be easier for us because this part of it will do more story. We explain more stories and people understand more stories. So for you now, the personnel it defines who this story is about. So even though you're making a story, but it's going to be short and concise detailed. This main character has attitude, motivation, goals, and pain points. So this person is starting from here. He wants to be here and doesn't know how to move. By the time you are creating a personnel that has a goal, that has a flow. So from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3, right? So the scenario will be like we define when, where, and how the story of the personnel takes place. Then the scenario is the narrative of what story. We're also telling a story around Django, but you're telling a story in stages. A story from stage 1. Okay, the user pay point is because of the website they could not found shoes on the app. They had tried using the subheadings, which is where they hire all the effort they've made. and but their head was to get to the shoes, and they didn't see it. The goal is you find what the person wants. So at the end of the day, you're telling them this is where they want to. Can you put it there? I think when we're criticizing KodeCamp, someone mentioned having a video of the mentors up. I'm trying to remember. There's a picture. I'm coming. Someone said, I would like, yeah, what's someone? A picture someone said, I would like you to be bold enough to. Yes. Yes. So you would like to have a bold picture showing learners how to create their login and have a sign in, and you want to be bold. That was one. Then Lemo to get to see the Lemo button and all. So if that means the user, from your user experience, you check on the website, it took you a pain to find that, and when you found that, it was not okay. When you said the Lemo was not even working, right? Or the Lemo was not working, and you like to have that more important. So this and next cohort, can we be on the wait list? So all these feedbacks. So you already know that user pay point is that you understand that the cohort for the session, or the camp for the session is closed, registration for the session is closed. But when is the next one? Can we have a wait list? So and now even with that, they've tried to check everywhere in the website, which is their movement here, and they could not find it. The goal is actually to get a wait list. So you're telling the designer now that this is a customer pay point. This is what they are thinking. This is what is motivating them. This is their attitude towards it. This is their pay point, and this is their goal. This is the effort they've made. So that's goal directed. Role directed is more on the behavior, which everything has been infused here with Peter. Right. Moving forward, the first personnel perception is the fictional personnel. This is an assumption-based personnel. It is not as informed as others. It is used as a sketch note. So it's when you're doing that assumption statement, assumption person, before you start talking to your user and everything. It is when you're talking to a CEO and telling this is what I want to do. You can just think of customers that are in that situation. And I remember talking about this particular personnel most time because they are fictional, they are unreal, they are unrealistic, they are uninformed personnel. They're not personnel that create from your information or your exposure to your user feedback. And they have most times, as the assumptions are most times not reliable. They are something that helps you to prepare forward, to start to have a fit or a ground on how to start. The fictional personnel are built of experience, of previous experience or integrations or interactions with users. It is best used in sketching the user needs. So it's just something you're sketching. Most times when you create this, fictional personnel starts at the beginning, during the addition stage. Before starting to test, okay, this product can work. So let's try to see customer validation, and let's try to see the product validation. Let's test. And when I explain Uber, you already have a problem, so you want to test something. Personnel, I think this is what these are different kind of people to talk to. People that live on mainland, people that live on the highland. This is their behavior. I ask them, or the little research I've done about them. Not talking to the customer now, just your own perception research done about them. This is what I assume they could be. Then by the time you start interacting and testing the product with your people around you and everything, then you create more perceptions, which are more goal-oriented, which are more role-oriented, and then by the time you're talking to the engineering team and the design team, they make it more engaging. So can I say it works? Fictional, it's goal, role, then engaging. Actually, engaging is the life one. So that number 3 is actually like number 4 because it's more important, and all those stories together, what you've done in sketches as a whole story. Now I'm giving you a template. This is a personal template. I copied this from her. So it is a template of how to put this. You have the picture or the profile of your the picture of their personnel here. Is it female? Is it male? And what do they like? Then all their likes. What is their work description? Knowledge. What's their goal? What their dislikes? Just like creating a board when we're in secondary school, this just 3 where everybody has to put their board on what you like and everything. And I think for the customer service people, they call it the CRM to know what they like and everything. So that is what a persona is. We're already almost 9 o'clock, and next class we'll be talking about how to create them briefly. Then we'll go deeply into market and computer analysis. Show me to tell you that our next task is on product perception and personas. So it's going to be a spin-off of our last assignment, which is we already have a user survey, so we can then create personas of them. Thank you very much. Do you have any question? I have 2 minutes. Is there a question raised at the end that we can answer? Okay. Yeah, cool. Any question? Any addition? Any other thing? Fine. Do you all understand today's class? Wow. No question. No addition. Okay. Can we create like this? Okay. In the absence of none, see you all in the channel as we move from one stage to another, and enjoy the remaining day. Yeah, thank you, Chima. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Yeah, Victor, please. Yeah, thank you. Victor, please ask someone on the channel. Oh, anyway, when we share, or you can watch. Good night, Joy. Good night. You can watch the YouTube channel and check. Bye. Good night, everybody.